Hi, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Missy. This is Missy's Yarniverse and more. If you are new here, which I do have a lot of newbies, welcome aboard. Thank you for joining with us. We hope you stick around and getting to know me and my other Yarny friends. And for those of you who have been with me for a while, thank you for continuing to come back week after week after week. I have really enjoyed getting to know all of you. And yeah, so why are we here today? Today is Twisted Thursday, Mandala Madness, and we are on is it week number 12 update? Week number 12. We have been doing this for 3 months. If you are new here and you do not know what Twisted Thursday Mandala Madness is, well, I'll give you a little breakdown and then we'll get into the business at hand. So, Twisted Thursday Mandala Madness is a make-along that is going on with my yarny friend Amanda at Obsessive Crochet Lady. And if you don't know her, she is linked in the comments. Go over there and check her out. She's super adorable. You will love her. And her and I are making the Mandala Madness. It was a crochet along that was released in 2016 by Helen Shrimpton with crystals and crochet.com. The pattern is still available for free there. It was broken down into 18 parts with an additional part if you want to square it off and don't want to leave it round like this. This would be all 18 parts. The additional part is to square it off. If you do not prefer written directions, then you can go to All in a Nutshell. Each section is a video tutorial over there. All you have to do is look up Mandala Madness video tutorial, All in a Nutshell, and it'll bring up the whole playlist of each section. She has put those videos together wonderfully. I, however, do not use the videos. I have only pulled up the video one time in a place I was stuck because I wasn't sure if I was quite doing it correctly, and I wanted to make sure before I messed anything up. Turned out I was doing it correctly, so I didn't have to watch the rest of the video. I am choosing to do the written pattern. It is easier for me because I like to be able to grab my project and go, or go from room to room. And yeah, and that way I don't have to lug a computer, a laptop, tablet, telephone. Telephone's too small. I'm half blind. So that would not work. So Amanda and I had discussed doing a project together for quite a while, many, many months. And our first thought was amigurumi because we both love amigurumi. I like to make things big with blanket yarn. She likes to go the opposite and do things smaller with thread. And we thought that would be fun. But then it was like, okay, well, there's so many patterns and yada yada. But she wanted to make a blanket and I wanted to make a blanket. I'm all the time making blankets, but 99.9% of them get donated and gifted. And so I wanted one for my very own to keep. Well, she brought up the Mandala Madness. I had not done that one yet. I had looked into it back when it was a crochet along, but had not decided to do it because there was a lot of life events going on and hadn't thought any more about it. And when she brought it up, I was like, okay, let me check it out. And I was like, and she's like, well, I got this new yarn from Knitting Network, Christmas cakes, and I really wanted to do a Christmas blanket with this, and I was like, okay, let me see if I can find Christmas cakes in my colors, because I do not decorate in the traditional red, green, white, gold, all that stuff. Could not find any with all my colors in it. And so we were talking, and I was like, but I have all this Mandala, so why don't I just use my favorite color in Mandala, and we'll go from there. Well, then she's like, but that's my favorite color too, and I'm going to want to make one as soon as I see yours. And I was like, yeah, and I'm still kind of bummed I couldn't find one for Christmas colors for mine. So I was like, oh, what the heck. I'll just do Christmas like you, and I will order my colors separately and just change them out. And then we talked a little more, and we both decided, yes, we are that crazy. Hence, Twisted Thursday, Mandala Madness, because we decided we're not going to do just the Christmas one. We're going to do both. We are doing the Christmas and the Mandala for Mandala Madness. Why not? It's perfect. So this we decided would be a very low-key, very low stress, because we have a lot of lifey stuff going on, other projects. She has work. I have health issues. So we had decided it was going to be no more than 5 rounds per week. And we know the bigger the blanket gets, it is feasibly going to get to the point where, since we're making 2, we will not be able to get all 5 rounds done on both blankets every week. So if we only get a round and a half done a week, that's fine. If we only get a half a round done, that's fine. If we get all 5, great. But we're going to keep doing this until we're done. I do believe she is going to end hers on the round after round 18. I'm still on the fence as to whether I'm going to continue on to that final part to square it off. I'm a square kind of girl. She's a round kind of girl. But I'm going to wait to decide that when I get to finish round 8, the final part, because I know I'm going to flip-flop and change my mind every other week. Anyhow, so with it being week 12, we have still been on the mark for completing 5 rounds or thereabout. There's been a couple times we were a little behind by a round or 2, but we made it up the following week because we had time, and some of the rounds went by super quick. So this week, if we are still on point and on track, we will have completed rounds 56 through 60, which would be we would have been in part 8 where we left off on round 56, and round 57 was also still in part 8. And then we would have, if we got those done, we would have had to go to part 9. So I am using, for my Christmas version, I am using a 5.5 millimeter dots, because it is not the 3 weight like the Mandala. It is a 4 weight. And I got my yarn colors from Herrschners, and I'm going to try and pull these out without making a mess. And I am making a mess. I have already used so much of these skeins of yarn that all of them but one has been balled up for the remainder. But I am using the Herrschners Worsted, and this is the color Lime. And all of these are a 4 weight, and they're 100% acrylic. The balls are 8 ounces or 226 grams, 489 yards or 448 meters. And they recommend a US size 7 knitting needle or an I9 crochet hook. And these are machine wash and dry, made in China. And this is the color Lime. And if you're new here and you're like, Christmas lime, I decorate in whimsical. You'll see. Plus, my kitchen and all that is decorated with Pioneer Woman, and the colors play nicely together. And if I leave the blanket out all year, it'll be perfect. The other color is Victorian Red, and I told you. The ball collapsed, so it was time to roll it up. And the next color is Pixie Pink. Same. And the other two are also balled up. And then I have the Seaspray blue. It's like a lighter turquoise. In between a turquoise and an aqua. Very pretty. And then, of course, we had to do cloud white. So those are my Christmas colors. And those are in a 4-weight. So, yes, the Christmas version is bigger. And then my Mandala version is done in my favorite color of Nifflers. There's the info. And there's the cake. Oh, wow, I got Rogue coming out. But these are a 3-weight, 5.3 ounces or 150 grams, 590 yards or 540 meters, and 100% acrylic. And yet again, I cannot read the knitting needles or the crochet hook due to my vision, but I really need to write it down one day when I can actually see, or use a magnifying glass, write it on a card and stick it up there with the info. But yeah, here's the info. That's what it looks like. And very pretty, very pretty. My favorite. I make a lot of these for hospice and gifts. And I cannot tell you how many blankets I have made in this, and they've all gone out the door. I have never kept one single one of them. And it was time that I made a blanket to keep for myself with this colorway. Yeah, so this was the one I picked for the Mandala version. So, do you want to see how far we got? Like I said, this is week number 12. And if we're still on track, we should have gotten rounds 56 through 60. Say that 10 times fast. See, my words are not working. Okay, I'm going to show you the Mandala Nifflers version first. And forgive all of the stitch markers. Due to different stitches and counts and everything, I did not want to lose track. But yes, on this one, I did complete all 5 rounds, 56 through 60. And she is getting too big to show all on. Yeah. I am loving how these colors are working out. I started with the aqua color center pole. And, of course, it's gone from the aquas to the light green, to the yellow, then to orange, then the pink, and a lighter purple, darker purple, and then dark blue, light blue, and then a teal green, and then back to the light aqua, and so on. And I am on my 3rd cake. And mine is a little bit bigger than Amanda's because I am using a 4.5 millimeter hook. And I think she's using a 3.5. So yeah, there is my Nifflers version. I think it is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And I love how these colors are working up. It was almost like this cake I started with was made for this blanket because it didn't stop and change colors down here in a weird spot. Now, the further we get along, it is changing colors mid-row. However, just looking at it, you really don't notice. So, yeah, I'm loving it. So, so pretty. So there's that one. And then let me get this folded and put back in here. And then the Christmas version, because it is a 4-way, it is getting huge. I wish I could get my chair back further. But I started with the white and then went to the pink, then to the Victorian Red, then to the Seaspray blue, then to the lime green, and then started back over with the white. And I'm continuing with that color. Yeah, you know what I mean. See, I'm telling you, my words are not working today, guys. So here is the Christmas version so far. I need to really spread these out, take some pictures, and measure them with where we're at. I wish I would have started taking pictures from the very beginning for each week's progress, but yeah, I didn't. So yeah, I'm really, really, really loving the process on this. I'm glad Amanda talked me into this one. Very, very, very pretty. So yeah, guys, I got all 5 rounds done, and let me tell you, round 56, whoo, I thought I literally was going to pull my hair out. I cannot tell you how many times I frogged and frogged and frogged and frogged. And then I got into round 57, and I was halfway through round 57 on the Nifflers, the rainbow one, and I realized I had made a bad mistake that I couldn't even fudge to keep going in the previous round, the one I hated. So I had to frog the half of the round 57 that I had already done, and I had to frog half of the round 56 to get back to the major mistake so that I could continue on. But I got through it. Yeah, the round that gave me the trouble was these extended, all these extended crochet stitches, because they were either way too loose or way too tight. And so I would have to rip it out, and it just didn't look right. It looked awful. And I know some of them aren't perfect, and they may be a smidge too loose, but I'm assuming as the blanket flattens out, it's gonna pull them a little tighter. So, but if it was too tight, it was like pulling on the blanket. So, yeah. Those are the problem children right here. These right here. Problem children. So, if you aren't to round 56 yet, be prepared. Make you a nice glass of cup of hot tea. Maybe take a lorazepam or a chill pill, whatever it is you take. Ollie gummies for stress, I don't know. And kind of meditate in woosah before you even start. Because, yeah, it was... I literally was almost in tears for a little while. And I know it was because I was not feeling well. Um, yeah, but that was my problem. And I probably should have known better than to try on work on something that intricate when I was feeling that awful. Um, but I finally figured out why I have been feeling bad, and I have put in a call to my cardiologist. I have AFib with RVR, and yeah, on top of the MS. Yay, huh? Um, the AFib isn't always there, hence the RVR, but I have not had a problem with it in quite a while. It's been managed very well, and I apparently was trying to go back into AFib again, and so it got really bad last night, and we were able to get it to calm back down, and I didn't have to take a ride to the emergency room, but I did have to call my cardiologist today and try and get in to see her. And of course, living in rural Tennessee, it's hard to get an appointment like now. They're usually booked out months in advance with no openings. And so I was told they will send a message back to her and see if there's any way she can pull me onto the schedule somewhere to get me in. And either way, whether it's a yes or a no, they will call me and let me know, hopefully tomorrow. And if it's a no, I'm going to have to reach out to my primary care and see what he thinks we need to do, because I don't need to be going into AFib again. The last several times I was in it, it was awful. It was awful. And they were talking about having to do surgery to go in and burn a section of my heart to try and get it to stop doing that. I'm not trying to go there, guys. I'm trying to maintain things without the use of surgeries or too many medications. So, yeah. I better put my hooks in here so I don't lose them. And so, yeah, guys, that's what's going on here. And I am dumping paperwork everywhere. So, yes, I did complete my 5 rounds, round 56 through 60. I am not promising 5 rounds on both blankets to equal 10 rounds next week, because they are getting huge, and I also need to take time to work on hospice things and all that stuff. So we'll see. I have not looked ahead to see how easy those rounds are going to be. If they're easy breezy and I can breeze through them, not a big deal. If they're not, if they're complicated, like hair pulling, like round 56, that's a nope. That's a whole other video. That video challenge is out. Maybe I need to do that one. So anyways, other than that, that's all I have for today for the Mandala Madness update. And if you have not already seen Amanda's, she drops hers at 6 a.m. Mine drops at 5 a.m. because she is Eastern, I am Central. So they drop at the same time. If you have not seen hers, head on over there, check hers out. They are working up beautifully. Her Christmas one is so totally different than mine because she decorates different. And like I said, hers are a little smaller because she's using a smaller hook, because we all know Amanda likes to make smaller things. But I was going to say something else and I don't even remember. Yeah, I'm still a little fried from the heart events that were going on last night. So I'm going to let you guys go, and I may have some more content because I do have a few things sitting right here that I need to video. Maybe I'll do them this evening after I get this one uploaded and scheduled out for tomorrow morning. Because, yes, this is Wednesday night. And if I get those done and uploaded, because we're having a lot of rain and internet's dragging. So if I do get them done, I may have a video on Friday. And also on Saturday, I will be live with Connie. Just Another Stitch. She does a live every Saturday at 12:30 Central in the afternoon. And she had reached out to me, and this has actually been rescheduled because winter storms, she had internet issues. I had the sickness still going on. So it's been rescheduled to this Saturday, the 15th, and we will be discussing amigurumi tips and tricks. She reached out because she thought that would be a perfect segment for me to be live with her on, and we'll talk about some tips and tricks for making amigurumi, because we all know Missy loves amigurumi. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you have a great day. And if I do not see you until next week's videos, then I hope you have a great weekend. And I'm going to leave you with this. Just remember, life is not perfect, so be kind. Try and create something new every day and keep reaching for